What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE scrapping a huge WrestleMania match, the WWE World title accidentally broken, the real reason behind Bron Breakker's WWE suspension, a rumor killer on the Royal Rumble, was the WWE return cancelled, CM Punk refuses to take part in a WWE show, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at WWE scrapping a huge WrestleMania match. Now our top story today looks ahead to WrestleMania 42, as it's now been reported that a major match for the show has been scrapped. For the past 4 months, there have been endless reports that Roman Reigns vs Cody Rhodes Part 3 is planned for the grand show. However, according to the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer Radio, these plans could have changed. This whole WrestleMania changed on Wednesday of last week when they made the decision to go with the McIntyre title win. That wasn't decided until Wednesday. They may be doing a three-way with McIntyre, Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. That may not be necessarily at Mania, and that's not even 100%, but I was told that's kind of like a possibility. But the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns thing is probably not happening. Whatever it is, the Mania plans were changed on Wednesday when they made the decision to change the championship. WWE moving away from Reigns vs Rhodes Part 3 would be a huge change and certainly leaves the rest of the WrestleMania card up in the air. McIntyre vs Fatu vs Rhodes seems unlikely to take place at WrestleMania. When it comes to Reigns, he's made it his mission to seek out the world title, so that leaves the door open for him to challenge CM Punk for the world title over on the Raw brand. And the only issue is that WWE are clearly setting up Breakker vs Punk Part 2, and all signs point towards Breakker winning the Royal Rumble at the end of the month. It's entirely possible that WWE runs Reigns vs Rhodes Part 3 in a non-title showdown, but the issue is that this lacks stakes and makes the past few months of the storytelling completely pointless. One thing is clear, it's looking like McIntyre walks into WrestleMania as the WWE Champion, which is more than deserved. McIntyre has never had a lengthy reign in front of a live crowd, and he truly deserves the opportunity to be in a featured WWE title match on the grand stage as the reigning champion. There are so many X factors when it comes to WrestleMania this year, as there are countless names with no clear direction. And who can forget, these plans could be torn apart if Seth Rollins is medically cleared in time for the big show. If you recall, the original plans for Rollins prior to his injury was a 1v1 showdown with Reigns, but if he is cleared in time, you would assume that he wrestles Breakker or is inserted into the Punk vs Breakker matchup in some capacity. Whilst chaotic, the WrestleMania direction not being clear makes it incredibly exciting as a WWE fan. Next up, the WWE World title accidentally broken. And last night's WWE Raw featured Raquel Rodriguez offering another vicious beatdown to Stephanie Vaquer, and it turns out that the beating was so intense that it resulted in the Women's World title breaking. Rodriguez took to X to confirm that she had broken the title, and a subsequent video would follow. WWE evidently building towards a rematch between the two, but it's unclear when that will be. Vaquer is actually legitimately hurt, and the latest news on her injury comes from the Wrestling Observer Radio. She has a legitimate injury, but it's a minor injury, and it's not big of an injury as they're playing up. I know that Raquel Rodriguez and Stephanie Vaquer, were supposed to do a match on television in the next 2 weeks. I didn't get the date, but I don't know if it's going to be quite as soon. But I heard she was going to be cleared pretty quick, so it's a minor injury, but it's a real injury. And we here at Wrestlelamia wish Vaquer a speedy recovery. Next up, the real reason for Bron Breakker's suspension. And on Raw last night, live from Germany, Raw GM Adam Pearce would officially suspend Bron Breakker. Now, this was done as Breakker was causing absolute mayhem, and he even put his hands on Adam Pearce, which is a big no-no. There are actually a number of reasons why WWE has done this angle, and well, one of them definitely isn't that they're looking to do Adam Pearce vs Bron Breakker at WrestleMania 42, so sorry. But number one, it freshens up Breakker's character. The WWE had to be extremely careful how they presented Breakker on Raw. He had just lost a world title match the week prior, and presenting him as a total maniac who is now unstoppable keeps his character intriguing to the general audience. Number 2, it hypes up Breakker vs Punk 2. Bron Breakker is the firm favourite to win the Royal Rumble, and if he wins the matchup, then surely he's destined for a rematch versus CM Punk for the world title. but this rematch needs to be interesting, and if Breakker is booked as a completely different animal compared to the initial match, then it gives WWE a compelling story to tell heading into WrestleMania, and it opens the door for a trade. Now that Breakker is suspended indefinitely, this opens a door for Breakker to potentially jump ship to SmackDown. Whilst this is unlikely, this possibility will likely be addressed on WWE television, and Breakker will be presented as one of the main TV characters heading into WrestleMania season. One exciting possibility could see Breakker win the Royal Rumble as a free agent of sorts, and then Raw and SmackDown have to attempt to get Breakker on their side. Next up, a rumor killer on the Royal Rumble. There's been a number of rumors suggesting that WWE's upcoming Royal Rumble event might be delayed or relocated. This is after a number of photos emerged online showing the host venue completely unfinished. In fact, there's been photos that have been up today, and there's only 19 days left to the Royal Rumble, and it looks nowhere near complete. However, PW Insider has now squashed these rumors, mentioning, for those who have asked about the online rumor that the 2026 WWE Royal Rumble will be delayed several weeks due to construction on the new outdoor arena in Riyadh being delayed, PWInsiderElite.com is told there is nothing to that story. We were told by multiple sources that the venue's construction is very close to complete. The venue is located in the KAFD King Abdullah financial district of the city. It seems that the photos that are being published online are completely outdated, so that's a big relief. Next up, a WWE return cancelled. Our fans were elated when it was reported on Sunday that LA Knight was set for Raw in Germany. Whilst LA wasn't confirmed for the show in any capacity, it was reported that WWE was flying LA Knight into the country, and this naturally led to speculation that he was going to be returning on Raw, and Fightful Select even reported that he was going to be backstage. On Sunday, Fightful Select reported that LA Knight was planned to travel to Germany, which is the site of WWE Raw this week. We can confirm he was scheduled to be backstage at today's show. We can't confirm if he will appear, though rarely do they fly talent to Europe mid-tour to not use them. Sadly, this return never occurred, and there's now confusion why WWE would fly LA Knight into Germany and just not use him. Now, it is possible that WWE is saving LA's return for the Royal Rumble and don't want him to make his return on Raw or SmackDown. Another name that also wasn't backstage according to Fightful Select was Chris Jericho, as fans continue to speculate on when and where Jericho will make his grand return to WWE programming. Next up, CM Punk refuses to take part in this WWE show. A WWE Unreal Season 2 is set to debut next week, and it turns out that the reigning world champion CM Punk has refused to take part. Speaking on Not Sam, this is what Punk had to say when it came to his lack of involvement. I know they were asking me to do an interview for it. I kept saying, no, I'm not going to be there, and we never did the interview. So I don't know if that means I'm not in it, but there's a camera in my face everywhere I go, so I'm sure I'll pop up. If I don't want them to shoot something, I just go, don't shoot it, right? Or I know there's cameras waiting here, I'll go walk somewhere else. Punk joins a number of high-profile WWE names that have been critical of the show. The show breaks kayfabe like never before, and a lot of fans have pointed out that there's been little benefit to the overall product in producing the Netflix original series. Next up, Ric Flair apologizes. A wrestling legend Ric Flair has been heavily criticized for his conduct on the Cameo platform. Flair's Cameo videos have been getting extremely negative reviews, and in one instance, he sent what was supposed to be a wedding celebration video and decided to inform the man that he should avoid getting married altogether.
Why would you get married, motherfucker? It's the worst possible commitment you could do, because as of the day you get married, 50% of everything is hers. I don't care how beautiful she is. Stay her girlfriend.
Another reviewer said they spent $600 on a video that Flair recorded while blasted out of his mind, with the WWE Hall of Famer calling their father Barf instead of Buff. Man, that's bad. And this criticism has finally been addressed by Flair, and he's now offering refunds to those affected. I wouldn't want anyone to have a bad experience as they keep pouring in, so to make things right, I'm more than happy to reimburse the person that seems to be unhappy with their cameo. Please reach out to my law firm in Boston at Hartman Law. I apologize for not addressing this sooner. At the time of writing, Flair's cameo is still active, and his current rates are around $500 for a personal shoutout, but for business shoutouts, Flair is charging over $9,000 as a starting price. And finally, the truth behind JR's allegations. Our final story today looks at the potential truth behind Jim Ross's racism allegations. JR has been accused of direct racism from Devon Dudley on more than one occasion, and now Booker T has offered a possible explanation for JR's conduct on his podcast. According to the WWE Hall of Famer, JR was known as a drinker back in the day, and this may have influenced JR's memory of the situation.
Not throwing JR under the bus or anything, but back then, JR, he would drink a little bit. Maybe he forgot. He said it. Maybe he was saying it in jest. I mean, as a joke. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna, disbelieve Devon that he heard that, with his own ears. I'm not gonna disbelieve that dude. He's always been straight up. But it's one of those things to where it's coming out, a quarter century later.
Over.
No, I'm serious. It's coming out a quarter century later. Should stories like that be, left buried? I really can't speak on that, because maybe if it was me, I would feel a different way. I've had racial issues with certain people that's very, very well known. I could be talking and telling stories about, and people may look at that person totally different when they're a totally different person today.
Booker would then add that it's entirely possible that JR doesn't actually remember what occurred, and Booker notes that he has numerous positive interactions with JR over the years.
Maybe he really doesn't remember it. Come on here. I'm serious. I'm being dead serious now. Even though I'm laughing. Man, bro, I'm serious. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anything, and I say that because I had interactions with JR my whole wrestling career. From WWE on, you know what I mean? I had many, JR signed me. JR was very instrumental in me telling my story about me being locked up and perhaps saving some other kid that was perhaps in my situation. And I'm not saying that to defend JR or anything like that, but I know, but then again, I've had a lot of experiences that have been different from a lot of other guys of color in this business.
And JR has made it clear that he's open to mending fences with Devon. However, he's also noted that this will be conducted behind closed doors and won't be on a podcast or live show. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.